Good morning, good afternoon. I'm Coach David. Welcome to Shaquatics Live. As you know, we're going to go on every week, every Saturday at this time. So join me, 11 a.m. Pacific time, 12 Mountain, where I'm at. And we're going to start off the show. I'm going to give you a little X's and O's. We're going to talk a little water polo. And then as we talk, if you have questions, bring your questions to me. If you have questions unrelated to what we're talking about, you are welcome to ask me those questions and we can take it in whatever direction that you want to choose. Okay. Welcome to the show. Today, we're going to talk about what to do when you're a man up or a man down. And we're going to talk a little bit about the positioning. All right. So there's three things that need to happen. Let's talk about man up first. So you get an exclusion and you're on a power play, right? And you're the team that's on 6-on-5. You need to do three things. Boom, boom, boom. One right after the other. The first thing you need to do is call out man up. So you need to yell man up. Call man up. Why do we do this? You yell man up so that everybody on your team is on the same page. Right? Man up, man up, man up. Now, the beauty of the first thing being man up is you can call man up while you're doing steps 2 and 3. So this doesn't mean call man up and just sit there. Man up, man up. No, you're yelling man up while you're doing the next two steps we're going to talk about. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to look for a quick shot or a quick. You're going to look for a quick shot. And I will draw that up in just a second, what a quick shot looks like. Okay. So you're calling man up. You're looking for a quick shot. Anything that's wide open. If there's a man wide open, if there's some confusion on defense and someone's got a really good look, hit them, look for that quick shot. In the first 5 seconds of a man up, if you can get a really good shot, a high percentage shot, you take it. If you don't have a high percentage shot in the first 5 seconds, then you set up and you run your offense. But you always want to look for that quick. So man up, look for the quick. And then while you're doing that, you're going to set up your 4-2. So those are your three things that you're going to do. Call man up, look for a quick shot, and set up the 4-2. Now, like I said, you can do 2 and 3 while you're yelling man up. You can look for a quick shot and start to set up while you're yelling man up. And that's what you need to do. So let's talk about a quick for just a second. And then we'll talk about the 4-2. Strider 820. See, I have to match your guys' weird usernames with your actual names. Is that Jaina? Anyway, say hi and then tell me what your name is so I know who you are. So I don't have to call you Strider 820. Okay, so we're going to do the quick. The best example of a quick on a man up is the guy who just got his man ejected. So let me tilt the screen down a little bit so you can see the board a little bit better. All right. So a lot of times the ejection comes out of 2 meters. All right. So you got here, and there's your man being ejected. And let's say you're this guy right here with the ball. Okay. And then let's say this defender gets ejected, right? So he's got to go out. Now, for maybe 2 seconds or whatever, this guy might be open, right? Because they got to get a defender to him because his defender's out. So if you can get a quick in there, he's right in front of the goal, 2-3 meters away from the goal, you take that quick shot. That's what we're talking about with a quick. Let's say this defender on the wing jumps over to cover this guy who just got ejected. Now you'd want to come down here for a quick shot. Right? So you're being opportunistic on your man up, looking for a quick. All right. If the quick's not there, we don't force it because remember, you're man up. You want to get a good shot out of your man up. You don't want to force a shot in the first 5 seconds if it's not there. You want to take a great shot if you have it. But let's say the quick is not there. Now we need to set up in our 4-2. So we're here. We got 4 on the bottom line and 2 on the top. There's your 4-2. Let me write down. You got your 6. You got your 1, 2, 3. There we go. Your 1 is usually your best right-handed passer over here. Your 6 is usually your best lefty. You got your good outside shooters here. And the guys on the post need to have great legs to get up and make those redirect shots in. So you're going to go from your 3-3 to your 4-2. And that's what you do when you're a man up. Now, I'm not going to go into what each one of these positions do. That's a whole separate episode. We can get into that because there's a lot there. But I just want to give you the basic fundamentals of what to do when you're man up. Remember, review. Yell man up. While you're yelling man up, you're looking for the quick shot. Somebody's wide open. While you're looking for the quick shot, then you're setting up into your 4-2. Yell man up, quick shot, set it up, work the ball around. And we could talk about some general principles too. When you're man down, it's just the reverse. Man down, you're going to yell man down so that everybody on your team knows we're man down. And while you're yelling man down, you're going to cover up on the back line and make sure that the guy that got ejected is covered. So you're going to try to prevent the quick. So yell man down, prevent the quick shot. Defense on the back line first. Get that back line covered first, and then run your zone. So defensively, when you're man down, you yell man down. Cover the quick shot, and then set up in your zone defense. All right, I'm going to leave it there. And if you have questions on that, we can talk about it. And then we'll get into more detail on what each position does. See if I can't do that in the office. We may have to do that in the pool. All right. Okay, Jana. Yes, Jana. Strider 820 is Jana. I got to remember. My goalie, my new goalie. Dushan. Hello, how are you? And then we got Yuki Milanovic. Ooh, Yuki, where are you from? All right, guys, hit me with some questions. What you got going on? What's going on your team? What's going on with your off-season training? I know Dushan's daughter is having some issues with the teammates not passing her the ball, which really sounds like a coaching issue to me. But I'm not there to see it, so I can't say for sure. That's what it sounds like. Anybody have any questions? Or you just want me to keep talking about man-ups? I can talk about man-ups all day. What do I do if? That's a good question. What do I do if? What do I do if an orangutan enters the pool and my team doesn't get open? When you're the goalie, that's a good question, Jana. All right, well, let's talk about that. This is good because this would affect goalies and non-goalies because you're seeing it from the goalie perspective. This is why I like everybody to play goalie because I want everyone to understand what it's like to be in the goal and not have people open. Didn't mean to say that. That's funny. Okay, so Jana, I'm assuming what you're talking about is you just blocked the ball and you want to outlet the ball to your team and nobody's getting open. If that's not the case, then clarify it in the thing. But if that's the case, then I'll talk about that a little bit. So here's Jana. Let me draw Jana. Give her some hair and put a smile on her face. All right. She's always smiling. All right. There's Jana in the goal. It's pretty good. She has the ball. She needs her players to wing out. We need early wing outs at or before half tank. At or before half tank. Right? The last thing we need is to go all the way down, eat up 10 seconds of the shot clock, and we still haven't outletted the ball yet. So what you got to do for your goalie is you got to swim down and you got to give me an L release to the side. And this side, down, L out. So that Jana, or whoever is the goalie, has two options to pass. Boom or boom within 5 seconds. We want to get that ball out. The reason is you get the ball here, and now you can make a play, an attack. You can throw the ball. Your angle is way better here to throw the ball to somebody up on the counter than it is for Jana way back here. Right? So you've got to give your goalie a nice release at or before half tank. Don't just the last thing the goalie wants to see, and Jana can back me up on this, is the back of everybody's head for like 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds, 8, 9, 10. It's terrible. Wing out, look, make eye contact with the goalie so she knows that you know you're ready for the ball. So she's not just throwing it blind. So eye contact, and then she can get the ball out fast. So Jana, you need to yell at your teammates, wing out. Now, if they don't know what a wing out is, that's a separate problem. Let's assume they know what a wing out is, and then I'll do the if they know what a wing out is, you need to yell at them, wing out. And if they're not doing it, you need to tell them in the huddle. You say, guys, I need early wing outs. At or before half tank. Let's go. Wing out for me so I can get the ball to you. If they don't know what a wing out is, you have to explain it to them. I don't know what to tell you. Coach should do it. But if you have to do it, just tell them to come down and L out to the side. Now, wing outs are a whole art form on their own. I could go into depth. There's so many little details on wing outs. So I'm just simplifying it right now. But that's fine. But I just want to make you aware there's a lot of details that go into wing outs. But for now, boom, over, look at the goalie as soon as you can so that the goalie can pass you the ball. And then Jana, you're just going to have to talk to your teammates in a nice way. And don't single out players when you talk to them. And maybe we could talk about this on how to talk to your teammates on the mental game. Don't say, hey, Debbie, you got to wing out, because then you're isolating her in the huddle or whatever. Just get into the huddle and say, guys, everybody, we need to wing out. You need to get to the sides of the pool for me so that I can get the ball out, because I'm just sitting there in the goal with the ball for too long. Try that, Jana, and let me know how that goes next week. Okay? All right. How come? Okay, this is from Yuki. How come the ball shouldn't go down the middle? From the goalie, the ball should not go down the middle unless there is a 1-on-0. So every goalie I've ever coached has had to learn this the hard way, because I tell them all the time, don't go down the middle unless it's a 1-on-0. And they all do it when it's not a 1-on-0, and inevitably the ball gets stolen and comes right back to them. That's why. Because 95% of the time you go down the middle and it's not a 1-on-0, the ball gets stolen and it comes right back to you. That's why. And think about it for a second. So if you're the goalie, Yuki, okay, you have the ball here. Should have just left Jane on the goal there. If there's a 1-on-0, so let's see, your guy's here and the defender's behind him. You can go over the top with that ball if there's enough space between him and the goalie. You can go over the top, and that's fine. But if it's not a 1-on-0, right? Let's say there's defenders back. There's a guy here. You got to remember there's defenders swimming back here, right? And you go down the middle. Well, this guy's helping. This guy's helping. This guy's on him. It's just a recipe for disaster. Whereas it's so nice up the sides. If I get here and we throw the ball up the side, there's no help defense over there because I got the wall. Right? So it's just a much cleaner play. We want to throw the ball in the middle when we want to shoot it. On a counterattack, we want the ball up the sides on the attack, move it middle when we're ready to shoot. That's the general principle on a counterattack. Let me know if that makes sense to you. Oh, good. Glad it makes sense. Good. It's so funny, Yuki, when goalies go away from that principle of only throwing it over the top on a 1-on-0, it's almost always coming right back at them on a 1-on-0 or a 2-on-1 back at them. So they learn pretty quick that you can't do that. The other thing, and I'll just say this, and if anyone has any questions, pipe in with your other questions. It doesn't have to be on goalie outlets, can be on anything. What was I going to say? Oh, I was talking about whenever the goalie throws it down the middle. Oh yeah, if the goalie throws it down the middle on a counterattack and it's not a 1-on-0, it's a high risk pass for low reward. You don't really gain anything by throwing it down the middle, but you risk that getting it stolen early on. And when you get it stolen when everyone's counterattacking, that's when you're vulnerable to getting counterattacked back because everybody's going the other way and it surprises everybody. So it's a low reward, high risk pass. And those are the worst kinds to make. If you make a high reward, high risk pass, okay. But low reward, high risk pass, that's just not going to be winning water polo. You're going to be winning anything. Mr. Roberto Perez, good morning. Are you able to explain the new rules in training to be a new official in Illinois? You know what, Roberto? You know what would be even better than me trying to explain the rules back to you is watch our new rules video. I'm assuming you're talking about the ones that were instituted a couple years ago. I believe there's one or two new rules. I can tell you the newest one. But see, some of the rules are only for professional and college. They're not all the way down to high school yet. So that's one of the things that's confusing about water polo is they have different rules for the different levels. But the new one that came down, at least in the Olympics, was this idea of the 2-meter box. So that if you were outside of this like range, you could go inside the 2 and just stay there without the ball. It was really weird. It used to be the 2-meter line just went across, right, all the way, and you couldn't go inside the 2 without the ball. And if you had the ball inside the 2 and you threw it out, you had to come out. But now if you're outside of this box, you can go in. You could go in with the ball, for example, throw the ball out, and you could just sit in there, which is a huge advantage on the man up. The only thing is I'm not sure if that's filtered down to the high school game yet, Roberto, so I don't want to give you the wrong thing. But we have videos on the 6-meter rule. In fact, I might be able to even link it. Let me see if I can link that real quick. We'll go on the 6-meter rule and then the new rules on the free throws. Let me see if I can do that real quick. All right, so I just did a search. Well, where do you go? Uh-oh. Oh, I lost you guys. Sorry about that. I'm trying to find our 6-meter rule for water polo real quick for Roberto. So I'm typing in 6-meter rule water polo. Let's see what comes up. Oh, yes, we are number 1. Nice. Okay, copy. Watch this, Roberto. All right, there it is. That's our 6-meter rule. We also have a one on the free throws, and we did the one on the new goalie rules. Oh, you're saying it helps when I draw it. Oh, I understand. But check out those videos first, and then come on next week and ask me questions, because that'll give you a good base rather than me just starting from zero. Because I think we do a pretty good job of explaining it in those videos, and there's a lot of drawing in those videos too. So check out those first. In fact, we have a whole playlist on the new rules, Roberto. So check out the playlist on the new rules, if you wouldn't mind first, and then hop on next week and ask me questions on them that didn't make sense. I think our new rules videos are pretty good. In fact, we had a bunch of officials help us out with that. And we've had some officials look at them and say that they're pretty good. So we're pretty excited about those. All right. Any other questions? Anything going on in your guys' teams? Any dynamics that you have going on? What was that? It was a mental thing that came up. Oh, how to talk to the teammates. Let me see how it goes in January. Okay, you're welcome, Dushan. I appreciate that. Keep me posted on how it's going. And if your daughter ever needs anything, or you want to ask a question to me from her, you know what to do. Just do it, and I'd be happy to help. So let me talk a little bit about how to talk to your teammates for a second. This seems simple, but you can be surprised how many people can kind of mess this up and mess up the team dynamic. And then again, if you have questions, you can ask me, and I'll answer them. But when we talk to our teammates, like I was telling Jana earlier, as much as possible, you want to talk to the whole group. Okay, you don't want to isolate single people out. So let's give an example. Let's say that we're making bad passes as a team. We're there's too many turnovers, and we're making a lot of bad passes. And you're one of the leaders on the team. Okay, and let's say a girl named Debbie is doing a lot of the bad passing. You have a couple options. You can come into the huddle and say, Debbie, your passes stink, or Debbie, you need to tighten up your passes. You're making too many bad passes. And then you just isolate Debbie in front of everyone and embarrass her in front of everybody. That's not nice. The second way to do it, which I think is better, is to just take it to the whole team. It's just say, guys, our passes are terrible. We need to take care of the ball better. Okay? Be patient. Don't just chuck the ball. Make eye contact, and let's make some better passes, guys. Come on. See how much of a nicer way that is? Now, Debbie's going to get the clue. She knows. Okay? You know when you're making bad passes, right? So you're still going to get the girl that you want to get, but you're not singling her out. It's such a nice, much more nice way of communicating with your team. Now, can you always do it that way? Probably not. But I think whenever possible, as a guiding principle, take it to the team as a whole first, rather than singling people out. And then take out all of the frustration and irritation in your voice. If you notice when I said that, it was more just like matter of fact. So if you come to the huddle and say, "Our passes are so bad, gosh, come on," and then you're ladling on the irritation and the frustration, that's not helpful. If you just take all that out and just say, just matter of fact, like saying what you ate yesterday. I had grilled cheese yesterday. Guys, we need to make better passes. Our passes are terrible. Let's do better. Done. Right? You don't need to add on. Let's go. Right? We're not playing tough enough. Guys, we're backing down. Let's go. Let's play tough. Now, we're backing down. No, no. So if I were to give two just concrete pieces of advice when you're talking to your teammates, take it to everybody in the huddle and take all the irritation and tone out of it and just make it matter of fact. Yeah, and Dushan, you're absolutely right. That may be the issue on your team. That may be the problem, is that they don't know how to talk to each other. So it's a big deal. It sounds like such a little thing, but it's huge. That can cause rifts in a team, and it's so unnecessary. And if you don't have a strong coach, you kind of got to take care of these things on your own. And if you're a leader on the team, you can set the tone for the team. You can say, "Hey, let's not talk to each other like that. Let's talk to each other with respect so that we can get as far as we can go." The idea is to lift everybody up. The idea is not to tear people down. That's the whole point, right? You want to do the best that you can with the team that you have. So this is the team you have. These are the cards that you were dealt. What are you going to do with those cards? Are you going to tear people down? Or are you going to build people up? You may still lose. You want to do the best that you can with that team. And the best that you can is by lifting everybody up, not by breaking people down. You're never going to maximize your potential with a team that's fractured. Yeah, and Dushan, she's the youngest, as you say, so it's going to be difficult for her. She may not be ready for that, but maybe introduce it to her, and then just kind of let time take its course. She doesn't have to do everything now, but if she understands what we're talking about, then when she's ready, when she's older, when she has that confidence, she'll do it. Right? You can't force somebody to be vocal and to do these sort of things. You just make them aware of it and make them aware of their possibilities, and then give them those guidelines. Take it to the team, take out the irritation, and then let her do it in her own time. That would be my recommendation. All right, so we talked about man up. We talked about what to do if you're man up or man down. First three things, that's on the beginning. If you weren't here, you can check that out. We talked about how to talk to your teammates. We talked about goalie outlet passes. What else is going on with you guys? What else do you want to talk about? Otherwise, if there's nothing else to talk about, I'm just going to talk about my book. You guys know I love to talk about my book. Just kidding. But I will talk about my book. Don't Make Noise, Lose with Poise. Got it right here. Super proud of this book. Coach Brittany illustrated it. I wrote it. It's our first book in the Child's Guide series. It's on Amazon. And it's all about teaching kids, and I think older kids and even adults, how to deal with losing in a productive way. So I'll just give you just a gist of what we're talking about. We all know that frustration that we get when we lose. The frustration, irritation, disappointment, that energy, right? So I talk about, what do we do with that energy? Where do we take it? Right? We can go one of two directions. We can go negative and beat ourselves up and beat our teammates up, which is what we're talking about. Or we can go positive and take that energy and use it as fuel to work harder, to get to practice on time, to get to practice early, to fire us up in the off season, to work. It's not easy to get in the weight room twice a day in the off season. It's not easy to get up against a wall and do 4,000 wrist snaps with the ball in the off season. But if you have fuel from some losses to fire you up and do that, then you've taken that loss and you've made it productive because you're improving your skills and you're getting better. And that's what our book's about. So I highly recommend it. It's on Amazon, like I said, but also if you do get it or you're able to read it and you could give us an Amazon review, I would really appreciate it. That would mean a lot to me. That's all I'll say about that. We got another question. Let's see. Michael Johnson. Morning coach. Oh, Lee. Hey, Mike. How you doing? Thanks for jumping on. Oh my God, I miss you guys. I miss Lee. I miss coaching Lee. I wish I could have coached him up till high school. Oh, he would have been so good. I'm not saying he's not going to be good. He's going to be good. I'm just saying that I wish I could have coached him longer. I'll say that. All right. So Lee and myself taking it all in before he heads downstairs for his second game. Miss you. Miss you. I'm glad he's playing. And if he's having issues or things come up in the game that for whatever reason he doesn't want to talk to his current coach about, and please let him know that he can ask me and jump on. I'm doing this every week, Mike. So tell Lee I wish him well and I hope he does well today on his second game. As a lefty, there's a lot of things I can talk to Lee about if he has questions or he's confused about something. So I'm happy to do that. So let's see. Winter Invitational in Commerce. That's awesome. I hope he's doing well. Keep me posted. You send me an email. Let me know how he's doing. Appreciate that, Mike. Appreciate that. Just to let everybody know, Lee was one of my kids at Shaquatics in La Mirada when I coached there. But now I'm in Idaho, so I don't have that, and I'm writing books. So it's a little bit of a different. I haven't opened a class here yet, but I plan on it in a few months, opening a class. But we just moved here a couple months ago, so I'm taking it in. Jana says hi. Got 2 Shaquatics people here. It's awesome. Oh, I will say this. We are in the process of releasing our hooks and turns video. I'm calling it Master the Quarter Turn. So if you've ever wanted to learn how to hook your defender, this is the series for you. We're in the middle of it. We're starting at the beginning. We're taking it step by step for you. And if you think you're too advanced to learn from the beginning, you're wrong. Because what will happen is if you want to start at the end, you'll have mistakes that creep in. You'll lean out of your hook and turn. If you start at the beginning, you'll do it right. So we did it methodical. I think there's 6 of them. There's just a lot of information. So if you start, the hooks and turns, is that what you're saying? Yeah, I agree, Mike. I agree. Everybody needs this, but check it out from the beginning. Like I said, there's 6 of them. And then at the end, we're going to do a full video. It's going to be like 25 minutes or something of all of them back to back. So that's our plan. I think we're at number 2 right now, and the third one's coming out next week or something. But we can talk about that too today if anyone needs questions on the mastering the quarter turns, what we've gotten up to so far. Well, Jana, I can't move back there, but I am here to at least talk to you. It's better than nothing. And we're still releasing the videos, so you can watch those. You guys are sweet. I think I just do this show once a week so that my former players can tell me how great I am. Just kidding, but it is sweet. I appreciate that, Jana. If there's no more questions, I'm going to sign off for today. If you didn't catch the beginning, we talked about man ups and man downs, what to do when you're a man up or man down. So check that out. Towards the middle, we talked about release passes and the goalie and why we wing out. We covered a lot of stuff today, so a lot of good stuff. I'll put it in the notes section. I am here once a week on Saturdays. We're going to try to do the same time. It's going to be 11 a.m. Pacific, so you can count on it. And to bring your questions to me, and we'll talk the videos that we released and anything else that's on your guys' minds. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. Thank you, Dushan. Thank you, Jana. Thank you. Yuki, thank you. Mike and Lee. Lee, have some great games today. Lee, I know you're a hard worker, but don't forget to have fun too. Water polo is supposed to be fun, guys. We want to work hard, but sometimes we push ourselves so hard that we forget that it's a game and we want to have fun. So don't forget to have fun while you're playing. All right, Miss Dave Farkas signing off. Bye, guys.